Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel here. I'm a teacher and today's video is going to be the third installment, the third week of meals for my extreme grocery budget challenge I'm going to be doing during the month of January, in which I spend only $30 or less for the entire month to feed just one person. Now, if this is your first extreme grocery budget video with me and you haven't seen the kind of introduction for this little challenge, I'll be sure to link that down below, along with the other two videos in this series. I think it would be really important to kind of watch them in order because it will show you how I kind of roll over my ingredients and kind of stick to my budget. So be sure to watch those. Let me know what you think. I do cook for one person, so yeah, I love tips. People have been giving me some great ones, so thank you so much, buddies. Okay, so for this week, I did spend a little bit more than I did last week because I actually purchased some meat this time. So I am an omnivore. I do eat meat along with vegetables and everything. So I did pick up a bag of some kind of meat, which you will see in a moment. And this meat will last me for the next couple of weeks. So meat is a really great investment. Also, I do want to point out that I did buy some kind of noodles and I didn't end up using all of them. So that's pretty exciting because those will roll over to another week. So yeah, be sure to, keep things in mind when you buy them. It's always great sometimes to buy things where you'll have some leftovers. So yeah, that's a great idea too. Okay, so in a moment here, I'm going to show you my very small kind of grocery haul along with my receipt. So I do want to point out that I live in the Nashville, Tennessee area. So where I live, I do get charged tax for my groceries. Where you live, it might not be that way. Where I previously lived, they didn't charge any tax on groceries, but for me, they do. So that means if you live in an area where they don't charge tax, be a little bit cheaper for you. So you won't have to pay for that, but for me, I am including the tax along with my $30 grocery budget for the entire month because I have to pay for it. So just want to put that out there. I do have to charge myself tax or pay the tax, I guess you could say. Okay, let's get into my small grocery haul along with the receipt, and then I'll start showing you all of the meals that I planned along with the recap at the end because I'm a teacher and I feel like I have to give a recap because it's who I am. I have to review. All right, let's get into my grocery haul. Okay, let's get into what I actually purchased. This is a receipt. I was going to share it, but I realized I bought something for my brother and I know that he knows about my channel and I have no idea if he watches. Anyway, I picked up a can of cut green beans, definitely craving those. I picked up 2 packets of ramen noodles and my plan is to take the beef kind. I'm going to be making some dishes with this, but I don't want to use the packet in here, but I purchased the beef because sometimes I've made a recipe and they ask for a little bit of beef broth. So I thought if I have some of those packets, I can use them for something else. Anyway, those are the 3 things that I purchased that are going to be in here. I actually do still have like banana and like frozen fruit. So I didn't really need to purchase any of that. All right. In the fridge freezer section, there are some things from the people upstairs. But I actually have a package of the mozzarella cheese, some bars, Frank's hot dogs. My mom's like, oh my goodness, she hates these. She thinks they're awful, but hey, they're cheap. And then in the freezer area, I have a 3-pound bag. Let me shut that and open it up a little bit better for you. I have a 3-pound bag of the all-natural chicken breast. These are, of course, going to be able to be used for different meals and such. But I did have to purchase this, so it's 3 pounds. It will help me out for a couple of weeks to come. All right, that's everything I purchased. I find a way to kind of fold this over. Basically, my groceries came up to about I think it was like $9.60. But I do get taxed where I live with my food. So it cost me $10.27. So still within budget, but a little bit more because I had to purchase that meat. Okay, for breakfast, I'm just going to be whipping up like a breakfast casserole with some of the hash browns I have in the freezer. I do want to say that I'm not really going to follow a recipe, so I will link a few of my favorites down below. Really just going to kind of throw something together and kind of use some stuff up. Here is the finished breakfast casserole. I do realize it looks kind of small, but this plate is just gigantic. I do have enough for more slices and such if I wanted to, but here it is. And yeah, it has hash browns, quite a bit of hash browns. It has lots of eggs. This piece probably has like a couple of hash browns, 2 eggs. There's a bit of ham and even some cheese in here. So that's what I'm having for breakfast. And then also when it comes to coffee, let me show you that. I feel like I haven't really mentioned coffee in these videos, but I have been drinking coffee. I'm just working through this white chocolate mocha that I have from Aldi's. It's not my favorite, but I'm just working through it. I have a French press, which I think I may have mentioned in another video, and I have a lot of coffee over here that is ground from a local shop near my aunt. It is called the, I believe it's called the International Coffee Emporium. I'll try to link their stuff down below. I don't know if you can order from them. I am simply having Jamaican Me Crazy today. It's just, I feel like it would pair well with what I have there. Although sometimes I've had the fudge brownie. Pretty soon I'm going to work through these. I have somebody that can send me some of this. Like, they've gone and got this ground for me. So in a couple weeks, I may ask them to send me some. So if so, you'll see that. But it'll be after this. Probably just be in another vlog or something. 4 minutes. I'm just going to push this down slowly. And then I already put my creamer inside here. And then I'll just start to pour. I'm going to press the button though. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I have enough in here for more than a cup. More like a cup and a half because I just like a lot of coffee. For lunches this week, I'm going to finish off these gluten-free chicken nuggets from Tyson. These were left over from when my nieces and my family were here and such. And then I'm going to be using some of these packets. If you haven't heard about my package drawer that was inspired by another YouTuber, I will link that video down below along with him. Anyway, these are some packets. I have some barbecue and some honey mustard. And then I do have about 4 flour tortillas in here. These were left over because my sister-in-law is gluten-free. And we went to a restaurant where she got fajitas, so they didn't have corn available. So I just popped these in the freezer. So for a couple of days, I'm just going to be finishing these off and making like a chicken wrap. One day I'll do barbecue and one day I will do honey mustard. Anyway, that's what I'll be having for a couple of lunches. All right, so here we have the little barbecue chicken tacos. I do want to point out that this probably doesn't look too filling, but I actually have some really filling snacks for this week. So this will definitely hit the spot. And then the other things will be more for on the go and will keep me full a little bit longer. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm getting ready to have my lunch, and I realized I only had 2 of those little nuggets that I showed just a couple clips back. So I guess I wasn't paying attention. I only had like 2 left, but it doesn't surprise me because last week I thought I was going to finish them and I did not. So I decided to pull out some more of these little deli style wedges, and I have a little bit of cheese along with some sour cream from last week. If you watch that video, you'll know that I showed the picture of my enchiladas and I forgot to put the sour cream in the pic. I know I ate sour cream with it. I guess I just forgot. Anyway, so I am going to try to make one of those like tacos that had potatoes in them. It was something I used to get like at Taco Bell or something like that. So I'm just gonna throw a little bit of cheese, a little bit of sour cream, and yeah, that's what we're gonna have. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and put some cheese on the chicken one. I don't feel like eating a sauce today, so that's what we're gonna have. All right, this will be the next little burritos, and I'll show you a pic of them. If you watched last week's video, you'll know I have a ton of flour and I have a ton of yeast. So I'm going to use some yeast and just make a pizza. I do have some marinara sauce I'm going to use for my pizza sauce. I have a little seasoning that I'll probably use as well. And then I'm just going to shred some of this cheese. I have pieces of like bacon. I still have some of the ham that I didn't put all of it inside my little breakfast bake. So we're going to make some pizza. I'm going to be making enough for 2. And then as I start working on this, I do want to say that I will link the recipe that I'm using down below. It's just something from Pinterest. Anyway, I'm going to make this and we'll get started. Okay, so I did share that pizza with my mom and my brother. And if you watched last week's video, you'll know that I actually froze some of the ends of my bread. So to be using this kind of like breadsticks. And then I have, of course, some of the marinara sauce that I would dip with this. I'll probably finish this off this week, but this is what I'm going to be having. I had that the other day, and I'll have this for another couple days. Just pizza and breadsticks. So I'm going to go thaw these out, and I'll show you a finished plate. Here is the pizza that I made. I forgot to show you some of the clips, but I did want to pop in here and say that this was the seasoning that I used. I got it at Whole Foods. It is just a pizza seasoning. It was recommended by Simply Mander, but here is the whole meal. Okay, another snack I'm going to make is chia seed pudding. You'll need chia seeds along with the milk of your choice. I'm going to be using this because I have it on hand. And then some kind of container. I am going to put mine in a glass container. You'll need a 1/2 cup of milk for every 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. That is the ratio. I am making a double batch. Simply pour in your milk of choice into your container. Next, your chia seeds and pour them in as well over the top. Once it's all in there, you will stir it. You can use a spoon or something. You will have to probably scrape the edges because this is a seed and will sometimes stick to the edges. Just keep stirring till it looks something like this. Then you're simply just going to put your lid on and put it in the refrigerator for a few hours. Okay, it's been overnight with my chia seed pudding, but this is basically kind of what it looks like. And this is what I would typically have for about 2 servings worth. Anyway, I'm going to top it with about a tablespoon of peanut butter, and I will have this as just a little bit of snack. Okay, for lunches, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be making, for quite a few days, I'm going to be doing some different noodle soups. Now, I have a video where I took like a mason jar, like a full mason jar, and I kind of layered it with like chicken and the noodles and different veggies and such, and then I just poured like hot water over it. So I will post a link of that video, but that's what I'm going to be doing. And I might even just eat it out of the mason jar or whatever. I will put a picture of it, what it looks like over here when I've done it before. And link that original video. Is from the first week of meals where I didn't have like any kind of kitchen setup or cooking stuff. Anyway, this will get me at least probably like 5 different meals out of it. I will go through my cabinet. I know I have some chickpeas, some other veggies, and I might even throw a couple of these green beans and maybe even cook up some chicken in there. But this time I'm definitely thinking of putting like a soft boiled egg in one of them. So anyway, I'll post a pic of what these look like, and because I made them before, nothing too fancy schmancy, but yeah, we're just gonna have some noodle soup. Okay, let's get into lunches here. So I mentioned that I was probably gonna make the soup in a mason jar, which I've done that before in another video. You basically layer everything and then you pour some hot water over it and kind of just let it cook. But I have a better idea. I think what I'm gonna do instead is I think I'm going to make it on the stove. So I do have the time this week, and I have some chopped onion and some carrots that I found inside the freezer. I was just like digging through there, and stuff got kind of moved around, and I looked and I was like, oh, look, I have this. And I also found this ginger paste because I'm currently redoing my pantry stuff. So I found this in there, forgot I had it, and it's still good. So what I'm gonna do is probably take my sesame oil. I have some sesame oil, which is a must when you want to make like Asian dishes. And I'm going to cook up some of this garlic. I do have a couple pieces of garlic over here. And I'm going to cook up these carrots, like thaw them out, and some of the onions. Throw them inside there, get them all cooked and soft and everything with the garlic and stuff. And then I think I'm just going to kind of create like a broth. I have this piece of chicken packet seasoning that I'm just going to try to use up. I have tons of chicken broth, so I don't need any more. I took it out of this packet. I think I showed this in a clip before. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cook up a thing of ramen with this. I'll have like probably just like half of this, and just kind of cook it up, make a little stir fry thing, or not stir fry, make like a little noodle soup. And then I'm also going to do some soft boiled eggs, or I'm going to attempt to do a soft boiled egg and just have it inside there. I do have some chicken that I cooked up. I go into a little bit more detail on how I cook my chicken. I think I have already made that lunch or something, that dinner. So I will, you know, of course, refer back to that. That's a piece of the chicken I'm going to use. And then I'm just going to throw it in here and kind of just make, whoops, almost knocked over the rice water vinegar. Just going to kind of make a little noodle soup. So I'll just show you like the finished product. It's not really anything too complicated, just kind of throwing some stuff together, and yeah, we're just going to make it happen. All right, it's really quiet right now, so I'm going to try to do the steps instead of just like linking down below. Okay, so I've got like some water going, and I'm just going to kind of try to soft boil this and see if this works. And then I'll just drain the water, use the same pot to kind of like make my little stir fry thingy-majig. Well, hopefully it works out. All right, you're gonna hear my dogs walking around, so forgive that, but I'm just gonna start with a little bit of sesame oil and maybe a little spray of this olive oil. So we're gonna add a little bit of that. This is just from Trader Joe's, just a spray. Add a little bit of that, and then we're gonna toss in some of the carrots because they just take a little bit longer. I did boil them a little bit in that leftover water before I drained it. And we're just gonna start with the carrots. All right, next, I'm just gonna put in a few of these onions and turn down the heat probably a little bit. I'm just gonna let them cook up until they're nice and kind of soft, and you can kind of see the like the onions get a little translucent and that the carrots are soft. And yeah, sorry, this is sizzling really, really loud. Okay, just moving over here so you can hear me a little better. While that's cooking up, I'm just gonna go ahead and peel and kind of loosely chop up this garlic. Actually, it's 2 pieces, but I'm still gonna throw it in because I like garlic. Okay, next I'm just gonna add this garlic and a little bit of this ginger paste in there and just kind of toss it in and cook it, and even throw in a little bit of the crushed red pepper for flavor. And like I always say, like a broken record, move fast with your garlic because it will burn really quickly. Just when you start to smell it, and you know it's pretty much done. You'll probably notice my onions look a little like, have some burnt edges on them. I actually kind of like them like that, so that's why I let them cook a little longer. Okay, and next we're gonna go ahead and kind of make a little bit of a broth. So I'm gonna throw in some hot water. I'm gonna turn this down, throw in some hot water along with that sauce packet or that little seasoning packet. Okay, we put that inside there, a little bit of broth. We're gonna let that go ahead and heat up. And then once it's pretty much heated, I'm gonna throw in this ramen and kind of just broken into chunks. I'm gonna save this beef flavor. I think I mentioned that sometimes I need something with beef broth and I just don't have it. So I'm gonna do that. And I didn't throw any of the rice water vinegar, but I remembered I actually have sriracha. So I'm gonna throw that inside here. All right, I tossed in the ramen noodles. I also have a couple pieces of chicken. I'm just gonna throw in some sriracha sauce and then open up my soft-boiled egg and put it inside. And there you have it. All right, the soft-boiled egg didn't quite work out, so I'm gonna stick it in there and let it cook a little bit more. And I am gonna add a little bit of soy sauce because I totally forgot about that. There we go. All right, it's not gonna look the prettiest. I'll try to get a better pic the next time I make this, but yeah, there you have it. We'll fish that egg out in a moment and then I'll lay it. I'm just gonna let it cook a little bit while it's sitting inside here. It won't take too long because it's almost kind of ready. Okay, I had to go and take my dog out, so my egg got a little bit more cooked than I was hoping to, but it's still a little bit runny on this side. Let's see here, let's tip it over. Anyway, oh yeah, it's dripping in now. I like to show my mess ups because sometimes that's just real life, and yeah, it's just what happens, but we'll try again another day. I'll try to take a picture of that one, but yeah, here's our soup. It actually tastes really, really great. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper in here just because I like a little bit of seasoning, and I'm gonna throw a little bit more probably red chili flakes in here because I also really love those. All right, so add a little bit more and enjoy this lovely meal, even if this side got a little too cooked. All right, there you go. I'm gonna have this for a couple of lunches because I have plenty more noodles. Okay, for dinner tonight, I'm going to be making a kind of chicken, just basically grilled. So I'm gonna be taking out at least a piece or two of this in order to cook it. I'll just cook it all at one time. All right, for sides, I'm gonna be making this garlic butter quinoa. So this is just the Kirkland quinoa. And then I do have these green beans. This will make 4 servings for the quinoa. And then the green beans, it looks like there's about 3.5 servings. Okay, so here's the finished meal. I simply just grilled the chicken, put a little bit of butter on the green beans, and then here is the garlic butter quinoa. I will link that recipe down below. I simply removed the clips, honestly, because this video was just way too long and I talked too much. Another snack I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be making some smoothies. I have some almond milk that I purchased, and I have some strawberries. I froze some of those from last week. If you watched that video, I also froze these bananas, I think the first week or something. And I still have a few blueberries that are pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to probably pop these in the freezer, but I'll just be making some smoothies. There are different combinations that you can have. I will insert a pic of a smoothie I made before along with the video where I kind of give that recipe, but just pretty basic. You can throw yogurt in there. I don't have any right now, but I simply just put like almond milk and like honey and some vanilla. You can also throw in some oatmeal, which I'm probably going to do. But yeah, I'll just insert a pic of maybe a smoothie. If I can remember to take a pic when I get done, I'll send in a picture. But if not, I'll just show an old one. But it's pretty basic. And I will also link a few of my favorite smoothie recipes down below. I am not going to be making noodle soup for the rest of the week because I'm currently cleaning up my pantry. So I just pulled out some pumpkin chili that I forgot I had. My sister-in-law made this when she was here. And I'm just going to pull this out. I'm not going to put sour cream or cheese on it. I think it might taste weird because it's pumpkin, but yeah, I'm just gonna be having chili. This has a big batch in here, so this will get me through for the next just couple of days. So anyway, just want to pop that in here. Change of plans. For dinner, I'm going to be using these little crescent rolls and some of my cheese I have left over, along with these Frank hot dogs that my mom doesn't like. And I'm going to actually be making like pigs in a blanket. And my mom doesn't know that they are this, but she said she'll eat them anyway. So this is our like fun meal. And then also I am probably going to throw in some of those fries that you saw earlier. Let's do the recap. So for breakfast, I had that breakfast casserole and the PB&J oatmeal. For lunches, I had the chicken wraps, and then I did like the potato wraps. And then I also had Asian soup for a couple of days, the 2 days. And then the rest of the week, I had the pumpkin chili that was in the freezer. And then I had smoothies, chocolate chia seed pudding for my snacks. Then you see my little prep there. For dinners, I had the bacon and ham pizza for a couple of days along with the bread. Then for another couple of days, I had the grilled chicken, garlic butter quinoa, and the green beans. And then my fun meal was the pigs in a blanket along with the seasoned fries or seasoned wedges. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Next week, you will get to see my very final week, and then I have some more videos planned. So thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.